Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so high they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. Walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return. Something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Yeah. Ay, push start, ay. Ball so hard, ay. Raise the bar, ay. Turn into a star, ay. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard? Ayy, what about too hard? Ayy, about too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper with minimum effort. Yeah, your corpse getting severed. The industry dry as a desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my letter. Don't got no snakes, only ladders, ayy. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping is basic, skipping is classic. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we countin' them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I say my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard? Ayy, what about too hard? Ayy, about too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this, don't like surprises. I cause a crisis, man, I'm a scientist. With the music I spice things, up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. That's not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my niggas from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard? Ayy, what about too hard? Ayy, about too hard.
awesome. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. How you know the flow, got 'em coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time. Aight.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move.
3, 2,
Bringing summer
1,
to
drop.
you.
Oh, ready, let's go. Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. Cause you know like I know. We'll take it round and round. Yo, hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone will show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide. And with the rhymes that make the dimes, I'll close their eyes and fantasize. Young divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats. On stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young black successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move.
3, 2,
Bringing summer
1,
to
drop.
you.
Oh, ready, let's go. Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. Cause you know like I know. We'll take it round and round again.
Hold up your sign though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that.
That sounds like a pop song.
Take a dive before you dry, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit can kill the sick. Real stories. It's the only way to live. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Pick up panel to be right on. Yeah. Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it gon' cost. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Love to take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. your hands at the moonlit sky. The stardust drifts and shines brightly in your eye. So baby, stay with me where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning. Oh, baby. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah. The stars falls around us, entwining us. So baby, stay with me where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning, 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 until the day the world stops spinning.
Yeah. Ay, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh? Ugh.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it? What's your style? Get your merch at shop.esogaming.com. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.esogaming.com.
Good evening, everybody, and once again, a very warm welcome here in the Swisscom Hero League, powered by ESL. And you guessed it, it's already quarterfinals time, and when there's Clash Royale here in the Swisscom Hero League, your favorite two entertainers cannot be missing. And,
Clash Royale players.
Clash Royale players, exactly. And it's Chief Avalon here next to me, and myself in Don Rigoni, who will be accompanying you through another night here full of Clash Royale matches. Unfortunately tonight only 2, but the stakes are high and so are the expectations for these players. So let's have a look at it right away.
Super duper hyped for those 2 matches. Along with us, we brought you those amazing players here. Dachim against Kefran. That's going to be the first one. And then we will see our ruling champion, Senpai Rect, against Toy Boy. And I'm kind of happy that Senpai lost last week, because that's how we get to see him today. That was a big surprise last week.
Yeah, definitely so. And we were like, we were still discussing, like, we were unsure how it's gonna be ruled out in the end with the rule set. But according to the rules, it is the head-to-head that counts first before any kind of other statistics. And therefore Senpai Rect, unfortunately, or fortunately for us, because we get to see him more, only came in 3rd place here.
Yeah, and Solak, who had a rough season so far, made it in the end to the top 2 spots, to the 2nd spot actually. And yeah, that was a huge surprise. After a rough start to the league, he still made it into those top positions where he will not have to qualify today, but will join us in the semifinals again.
Yeah, exactly. So how it's gonna work now that we're in playoffs, we're gonna have 2 matches tonight, the ones you just saw on the screen, where Senpai Rect will be going up against Toy Boy and Kefron will be going against Dachim. And both of the winners will be facing off against the other 2 in Solak and Jesus, who are already qualified for the semifinal. So it's kind of a mix between like a double elimination and a single elimination thing, because essentially it's like double elimination for the first 2, or they're already 1 round ahead, and for the others it's a single elimination bracket.
Yes, kind of. Yeah, because the people that play today, the players of today, they kind of have a second chance. And the players who will join us in the semifinal directly, they basically drop out or stay in, so no double chance there.
Yeah, exactly. And whoever will take the win next week, so no Clash Royale this Wednesday, but next Monday
again.
Yeah, we're gonna have the semifinals, and the 2 winners from those, they will be making it into the grand finale that will take place on the 9th of May. That's a Saturday for everyone, just the second weekend in May. So I hope you can write that down already, reserve the day. The location where it's going to be held will still be posted. Presumably will be not having an audience there, but we of course hope that each and every one of you can still tune in and cheer on your favorite players.
It's sad that we don't have an audience, but at least we will share as many videos and clips and photos as we can, so that you still get to see everything that happens there.
Talking about videos, I don't know if anyone saw it today. Our social media manager posted a short little compilation of this season of our highlights. Definitely go check that one out. You can either reach it through the official Twitter channel of ESL Swiss on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you find them, or of course head over to my personal one at Don_Rigoni, and I guess they will soon also find it on yours.
Yes, in the next break I will most likely share it on my Twitter.
Very nice.
Is it also on Instagram?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
But let's actually have a look at the standings here coming up, so we actually see how it looked after we concluded all the official matches last week. We can see it here. We unfortunately had to say goodbye already to Sailor and Pau de Chef with one win to each of their names. They unfortunately did not make it into the playoffs, and therefore we're not going to be seeing them again for this season. But if they manage to avoid relegations, they will stay with us for the next season, of course. And then Toy Boy, who yeah, I mean, last season he looked promising. This season he was a bit having a tough time.
Let's say
also
he had a really rough season, and also today will be difficult for him because he's going against Senpai.
Yeah,
basically he's on the bottom. Senpai is on top of the players today, so that's certainly a challenge here for Toy Boy. Then for Kefran and Dachim, they have the same points. So that's the first match we will see today, and that's going to be interesting. As for both of them, that's a really good chance just from the numbers.
Yeah, and just judging by their performance this season, they've each been a little bit volatile, I'd say. I mean, we pointed out time and time again, Dachim, he had great matches where he just like blew his opponents out of the water, took it straight up 3-0 in a lot of them. But then others, it was like him pulling ahead early and even like leading with a 2-0, for example. But I think he got like reverse swept in 2 of his 3 losses, or even in all 3 of them. I'm not even sure anymore.
Yeah, it was kind of shaky.
Yeah,
he warmed up a little bit during the season, but I felt like he was not as well prepared as in the previous season.
Yeah.
But now that he's in the quarterfinals, I feel like he's gonna put even more effort into that, and he will actually, I think he will now definitely practice and check his opponents, see their favorite decks and train for those decks.
Yeah, and here we can see the bracket that we already teased a bit, and you can see Jesus and Solek, they're both already in the semi-finals, so there's still the possibility of having like a team team internal finale of just Lausanne Esport versus Lausanne Esport, as both of them are from the same organizations, but the 2 matches that will be playing tonight, Kefran against Dachim and Semperecto against Toyboy, will determine their respective opponents for the semis.
Yeah, Toyboy and Dachim, what's that? That's the ESR, is it? I can't read it. It's a bit too small for me. The ESR team.
Ah, the Empire Swiss
Empire Swiss Roman. Oui.
Exactly.
C'est ça.
Yeah. I just checked them out the other day, and in terms of clan wars, they're the highest clan currently in Switzerland.
They are?
Yeah, with clan
wars.
wars.
I was in there too for a while.
Yeah.
And then they kicked me because I didn't play what's the name of it? Dang, I haven't played it in such a long time. Yeah, Clan Wars. I haven't played it in such a long time. And so they kicked me because it was really important for them.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stay, if you're number 1 and you want to stay number 1, it is kind of important. I usually just like, I play Monday and Tuesday, and then the rest of the week I don't play Clan War at all anymore. Because
I never
then
play Clan Wars.
Because then it usually doesn't matter anymore, because you reach the finish line anyways.
But has it become better now? Did they do some changes that actually make it worth playing again? Clan Wars? I don't play it.
Not really. They have like different modes. It changes like week to week. Sometimes you have like sudden death, and then you have like triple elixir mode, and you have like surge mode where you get continuously more and more elixirs, so like single, double, triple, and so on, like where it ramps up faster.
I basically play ladder nowadays, mainly ladder.
Yeah, same. I nearly pushed to 6,000 trophies last season.
You didn't?
Yeah, not quite. Like
you did not yet
5,950.
But you will this season.
Yeah. I hope to reach like 6,000 or even a little higher. Let's try.
I think my max trophies is also around 5, 7.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we can have a look now at the two decks here that our two contestants brought last time, and I particularly like the one that Dutchim showed us last week. This Royal Giant deck here, also featuring the Mother Witch card that recently has been significantly buffed, and so far it still looks kind of niche, and it's not the easiest card to play, I feel, but it's certainly very, very strong. And then of course the feared E-Barbs that we kind of see everywhere.
Yeah, they're also on ladder. All the time I face E-Barbs. Luckily people are bad at playing E-Barbs. So they're
not the easiest ones.
Only if you get surprised by them. But usually, if you know he has them, it's pretty easy to play against E-Barbs.
Yeah, and like these days, like a lot of people just play cards that are very strong against them. I mean, the Reworked Bomber is just super strong. Mega Knight does super well against them. And also the Skarmy is like a prime answer to those E-Barbs.
Yeah, a lot of players really just have no strategy other than just drop the E-Barbs at the bridge.
Yeah, and then for Kefran here we have the classical kind of log bait. I mean, for me, what I did with a lot of decks, or how I think it's appropriate to think about the E-Barbs, they're a little more of a flexible middle elixir cost card. So they're like comparable to like the Giant Skelly. Or like the Prince. For example, in my E-Giant deck, I now play the E-Barbs instead of the Prince, because they kind of fulfill a very similar role. They're essentially tankier. Yeah, they can be countered harder, kind of. But overall, I feel like they just provide a lot more for that only one more elixir, and you can have like good DPS, especially against tanks.
And they're really fast.
Yeah, they're pretty fast.
They don't need to charge fast from the start.
Exactly. Plus, if you can get a lot of elixir out of your opponent when you just build a big push, and you know you have like a significant elixir lead, they are so good at punishing that. Because the Prince usually can be absorbed quite quickly. I mean, even something like a Goblin Gang or just completely wrecks them, but because the E-Barbs now attack so fast and hit so hard, they can still get through, and even one single hit or even a second hit of the E-Barbs without any charge necessary that you sometimes see from the Prince just hurts a ton.
Yeah. What really surprises me is how many people, they just drop E-Barbs at the bridge, and then you defend them once, you maybe take one tower, and then they just give up.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing more they can do, just drop the E-Barbs, try to rush you at the very start. And if you defend and you take their tower, just one, and you by far have not yet won. There's still so many ways you could lose, but they just give up after losing one tower, and that happens so often at the moment.
Yeah, I'm always amazed how much you can always come back from, like, I just played the game today also on ladder. I think it was in Clan Wars, where I he played the P.E.K.K.A kind of early, and then I like kited it over with my E-Giant, and kind of didn't properly defend it, so he got to the tower with the P.E.K.K.A and took it kind of early, but then in the end I just managed
it's
to,
also-
to like outcycle him and punish him well.
Yeah, it's also like they kind of expect you to give up after losing one tower.
Yeah.
It's really weird. They
But you
take
can-
one
you can
tower,
easily
you
come
make a
back.
mistake,
Yeah.
and then they celebrate, they show emotes and feel like they won, and then you beat them, or you even 3-crown them sometimes, and it's like...
And there are so many decks that are...
Don't expect it.
Yeah, and especially if you look at competitive or you want to get into competitive, I feel like you really have to not, first of all, of course, not fear like that situation of being down one tower, especially when it happens early. You can pretty easily recover from
One
it.
tower is really not that much
Yeah,
to come
that-
back.
that's
Especially if you have a tankier deck, a heavy deck. It's most likely that you come back once the double elixir starts.
Yeah, and there are decks that are super good at like going for that second tower, and others really struggle. They're good at getting one tower,
Yes.
but the second one they really struggle
So
with.
here, Dachim again, our Mr. Style with a new style today.
And with the golem ban coming out from him, with what looks like a kind of a splash yard deck here potentially,
And the
but also
E-barbs.
featuring some barrels here.
The E-barbs have also been banned in this match, so it seems like Kefran, he doesn't want to play them.
Great value coming out from that
Beautiful.
skeleton barrel there. Quite a late EU is there. The princess still surviving. So much value coming out from what looks like such an innocent princess, but she hits hard.
Baby Dragon for the Skellies, that's an easy fix.
Baby drag, do 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 do, flies over the river. Do
Okay.
do 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 do.
What did you have for dinner today?
Not much.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I went shopping and then I like had to leave straight away. Like shopping for groceries, not like.
There's the bowler. I have to say the bowler is a card I really like, and I love to see him.
See, that's how I feel about you.
That is so nice. But he is rarely
I
played,
I can
though.
also be nice to you.
Yeah, that was a big surprise actually, but I take it.
Now it's Inferno Tower against Inferno Dragon here, and the building will win that duel.
Next
A
barrel.
bit of an elixir lead here.
A lot of
can't
people
come-
actually tried to play that double barrel deck on ladder against me, and most of them lost.
It's not easy to pilot because
No.
I always stress it. You have to time it. You can't just be like, oh yeah, it's easy. I just throw down both
Yeah, I mean,
barrels. It's
and
not
with just a
that
little
easy.
skill, you can defend them if you have the Skelly army and log or whatever.
Yeah, especially Law against the Bar Barrel do super well against. But there's also a skill aspect to it, like switching up the positions of the barrels, realizing that you can like you should play the Skeleton Barrel
The
one
bowler
back, and this
getting
one
burned.
getting a ton of damage
Graveyard.
down here. Graveyard now coming in.
Good
Will it
old
be a
splash
freeze
yard.
coming out from Dachimir? There's the log, and it is the freeze. Quite a late one. That is, but a lot of damage
That
here.
was a really good value here for Dachi.
Yeah, does a great job here, but now has to deal with the counter push here. Two princesses are down in the arena here. There's
And
another
then
goblin
Fluten
barrel
Kobold.
coming. Clear Fluten Kobold. 635 HP remaining on that left-hand tower.
Well, this is a deadly push though with the graveyard on the tower once again.
Yeah, that freeze could just mean...
Really smart
his
how he
end
plays
here.
that Dart Goblin so that the freeze couldn't hit him.
Yeah, a bit of an unlucky spawns there with skeletons.
There's the Goblin
Now
Barrel.
can he defend this? Good night there on defense. Barbell does take out
Next graveyard.
those goblins, and with a freeze he can seal the deal here. There's the freeze now coming in. Skarmy helping out there. To defend this.
Look at the
And that
barb, and the
Inferno Dragon
tower.
is on the tower.
The Inferno Dragon gets in the tower. What a great play here by Dachim, coming back.
Did I say the Inferno Tower is on the tower?
No,
the
that's me.
Inferno
That's me. I said the Inferno. Did you also say Inferno Tower? I'm not
No, the
sure.
Inferno Dragon
I
is
said
on
the
the tower.
Inferno Tower is not the tower.
Whatever, it is the dragon. Valiant effort here by Kefran to defend this, but in the end, the freeze does reign supreme. And yeah.
Bowler is doing such a good job against all those small units.
Yeah. and it's just super hard to push through, especially with that log bait deck. I mean, I think this is kind of the reason why we see a lot of
beautiful tornado there.
Log bait decks switching back to running a rocket.
Yeah, and that tornado also was very helpful there.
Yeah.
Because that basically destroys all those small units, and he needed just a few little hits.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when the Inferno Tower connects to the Dragon, or the other way around.
Yeah, that's just mean.
The Inferno Dragon connects to the tower, that's really mean, and it goes really fast.
Yeah, and I mean, in the end there, what I was saying, like, running a rocket in the log bait deck certainly has its merit, because E-barbs are so popular, and you can like trade evenly against them with the rocket, and potentially take out an even bigger push and then punish your opponent. Plus, it gives you much more direct damage, because the problem that we could see there, like even though Dutchim was playing very aggressively there, Kefran was playing very aggressively there. In the end, he just didn't have enough damage to finish out the game.
Yeah, he couldn't finish him because Dutchim was always saving his bar barrel to counter the goblin barrel or the other barrel.
Yeah, then you only have the chip coming out from the log, and that's just not enough.
Yeah, the graveyard was a great force here in those pushes. Together with the freeze, as you said correctly, the freeze, of course, a really strong card, and there's basically no counter to the freeze. That's the problem.
True that, especially in this deck that only runs these small kind of units. There's not really much that can be done then, because the Skarmy just falls to them, so you cannot like react with the Skarmy to the skeleton, because then they just get frozen and you're very, very sad about it. And then the
sadness won't end,
Kobold is pretty good against it, but of course that one is also quite vulnerable, because it's only one unit and it has a really high DPS, so it is good against it, but when it's frozen...
We're going to the second match already. Kefran,
DPS
of course,
is 0.
Trying to turn it around here. First of all, a duel of the emotes, and I think that one goes to Kefran actually.
Yeah.
Because he played the Princess emote, and that one is totally supreme to all other emotes.
Yeah, but then the Royal, like the Royal Ghost one, is rare. So
I don't know. Princess is just so cute and lovely.
Oh, there we go.
That's your favorite,
Woo!
Isn't it?
E-Giant, let's go. Yes. Look how majestic he is.
And look how fast he goes down without even hitting the tower.
What did you
yes,
say?
Yes, once. Okay.
What
good.
did you say?
One hit.
Never talk to me or my son ever again. And he even gets a King Tower activation. I didn't even know you can do that with.
How was it activated?
With a tornadoing the Royal Giant. No, not the Royal Giant, the Royal Recruit. So much royalty in these games.
Too much royalty.
Yeah. I mean, these days do they hand out like royalty certificates like candy?
I mean, the game is called Clash Royale after all, so.
Maybe it's one of these websites, you know, where you can like purchase a little piece of land in like Scotland, and then you become the Duke
royal
of whatever.
Duke of Wasteland.
Yeah, exactly.
Duke of Nowhere Land.
Duke of Pekka's Playhouse.
Or Duke of Nevermind No Money.
That would be me.
Duke of Lost Everything but still here.
Duke of bought GameStop stock and hodled for too long.
Duke of Nothing Grows on This Land.
Duke of Bacon here.
Yeah, there's the bacon on the tower.
1500 HP only just remaining on the right hand tower here, but now Dutchim has...
Have you seen Dutchim play the Giant before, actually?
Yeah, he brought it a couple of times, actually. And he does... It's like... The variations you can do is like...
Oh, beautiful lightning.
Very nice lightning there. That's
now
just...
going to destroy the bar
such a big card in this deck. And there.
And he's still alive. Incredible.
Dark Prince charging in, taking out those pesky barbarians.
The Zappis
Now
at least remained.
Yeah, very solid elixir lead here for Dutchim.
The Duke of Zappis.
And there's another E-Giant now coming in
the other lane, interestingly.
Yeah. The one that still has a lot of HP here for Kefron. He will try and defend here with the Goblin Brawler.
It's an interesting combo here with the Dark Prince.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, it just gives you even
this
more
beautiful
splash
tornado.
damage. And yeah, taking out everything
Whoa,
there. Dark Prince
with the
charging
baby
in
dragon
once
and
again.
the Dark Prince, crazy.
But he cannot push through.
But that
There's
is
just
so
too much
much
spam on the side of Kefron.
So much value here for the Dark Prince and the baby dragon.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
still, as you said,
Another
he's not able
bacon
to break
round.
through. Bacon. Oh,
A little more bacon.
still
A little
the
more
bacon.
tornado.
Bacon on the tower.
Yeah, very valuable there that the King Tower is
No.
activated and can help out.
Is this the right moment for a counter?
Big push here coming in. Lightning now potentially coming down.
Yes, that would be a beautiful lightning
Will we see
here.
it? There's a second Dark Prince now coming down that left-hand side.
Uh-oh.
And that's gonna be
Uh-oh.
the big push
Look
here.
at that.
Dark
All
Prince is
those
splashing onto
forces
the
on
tower.
that tower. The Dark Prince still
Yeah,
on
and
the
that's
tower,
gonna
and
be the
that's
game.
here for Dutchim. Holy moly, the Duke of 2-0.
The Duke of E-Giant.
The Duke of
The
E-Giant.
Duke of AoE damage.
What a crazy push that was.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy one. Like in the end, he was like, okay, now we built an elixir push. Like let's just go.
I think he counted that really well and waited for his chance here to push in that lane.
Do you think he counted, or did he just pray in the end? Like just
I
okay.
think he just
now
felt.
we just go. Now
I
we
think
just
he felt that he could overwhelm Kefron here with this push.
now we just go pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal. Just go boom.
Yeah, and just go in there as fast and as hard as you can.
And you can see how he's happy that he made it.
Yeah,
he was so
relieved.
tense,
Like,
and then, oh yes, 2-0. Now I can relax. But it happened before that it actually turned around.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
better be careful, Dutchim.
I mean here, yeah, he is now at match point already. So just one more, but that's kind of the tough spot usually for our dear friend Dutchim.
Yes,
as we have
that's
a look at
when
the
he
stats.
relaxes and yeah, let's go. And then
Do you think he relaxes? I always feel like he tenses up more, and that's where the mistakes
could
happen.
be either or. I don't know. Maybe he's more tense and therefore struggles, or he relaxes and gets overwhelmed.
Yeah.
We will never know.
But to conclude this match, like it was a deserved win. I felt he really played well to his outs, maximized kind of everything he could have gotten. Like especially in this kind of matchup, that King Tower activation was so big.
Yes.
Because against those Royal Hawks, it helps you a ton. And it makes it so much easier. Plus, especially with that kind of defensive combination between the Ice Wizard and the Baby Dragon plus the Tornado, you get so much value out of it if you just pull everything to the middle of the arena, and then you have a whopping 3 towers helping those 2 splash units take down.
And the E-Golem is just a really difficult card to counter.
It is.
Because you have to fight him from the distance, and if you get close, it's so strong.
Yeah,
close
I mean,
up,
in this case of Kefron here, he only had melee units. So
game 3 and match point for Dutchim. Let's see if he tenses up or relaxes here in this match. For now, he looks more tense actually.
Looks like back to log bait
Oh,
here
look
for
at that
Kefron.
beautiful Sparky emote. That was nice. Noise. Noise. Make some noise.
Noise. I cannot do it. Oh, this is punishing. Oh, this hurts. Ah, yeah. An early Skarmy that does get. Oh my gosh.
Mother Witch.
Talk about punishment here.
That's really where
Heal
the witch
Spirit at least
shines here.
does get taken out, and there's another hawk being spawned.
And she
Even
gets a hit on the tower. Actually, the tower should become a huge hog now.
Only if it goes down.
Yeah, if the tower goes down, it should become a hog rider.
Yeah. Or like one giant hawk that is as big as a tower. Look at this lonely, lonely princess. Okay, it takes 2 shots. It's good to know. And then the piggy gets 2 hits as well.
So that was a good start for Dachim. Of course now.
Ooh,
Oh,
hurts.
again.
This one hurts though.
Again.
Oh, great heal
Skellies.
spirit though. And the log is not in cycle, so that's a full damage coming out
Goodness
there
gracious.
from that.
That was a lot of damage on that tower.
Yeah, that's so annoying. I
And
hate
you can
that.
tell Dachim he didn't like that one.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I think this is the Royal Giant back here again, coming up from Dachim. 2048 here on the left-hand side.
Against the
So
double barrel.
some good damage coming in there. And
There's
another
the
Mother
witch.
Witch. The
Yeah,
Mother
but
Witch
you
is
need to
gonna
back
be
her up. You need a tank or something to protect her a bit better.
That's true, but I feel like, especially against the
Yeah.
number of skeletons that Kefran is running here, she just gets so
It's
much
a good
value.
choice. Oh, the
Yes.
mini P.E.K.K.A.
Mini
will
P.E.K.K.A.
get
gets
a
onto the tower, 1 hit. Okay, only one.
And also the witch.
And the heal spirit to help out. 800 HP only remaining on this one. Okay,
And
that was
the
interesting.
squishy fishy
Squishy fishy.
destroys those units quickly.
Oh, I think he was aiming for
Now
that
squishy
princess.
fishy fishes for the prince. The
That
knight.
looked a bit wonky there.
Wonky.
Another Mother Witch there coming in.
Clock.
Fisherman
beautiful
has to
skellies.
save the day here. There's beautiful.
Ah.
Oh, misses one of the goblins though. Dachim
Yeah, but
seems
only
a bit
one.
annoyed by that.
Only one.
Nevertheless, Kefron now upping the pressure here, really putting everything.
Nice
to that
fireball
left-hand
once
side.
again.
No, it's not in cycle once again.
No, look at all those skellies.
But they all get turned into hogs. And now there's
Fishy.
the fisherman to take away
Takes care of only one princess.
those pesky
Ignores
princesses.
the other one. Another goblin belt. Kefron now on a really fast cycle.
Yeah, he's just spamming him at this point.
And the princess on the tower.
And there's another Mother Witch now that already gets shot there though.
Oh, she's a little
princess.
bit far up front.
More hogs.
Oh, look at all
And the
those
log.
skellies. Luckily, the witch gets destroyed.
What's the last card? Oh, it's the Inferno Tower. Yeah, he doesn't need
Yeah,
that
he has
one.
to use fireball, which is a pity here because the fireball would help him on that tower.
Yeah, but once again here, Kefron not having any additional
The next witch.
damage here or direct damage. There's another log
The
now.
witch is just too squishy.
Can he just
she
chip
dies
him out
so
here?
fast.
Does he have the log in cycle? There it is. No hit here once again for Kefron. Only that
There's
log
the
damage.
Royal
And now it's a
Giant,
question, can
finally.
he stop it? There's the
But the
Scar
skelly army is on him.
Can he get a shot off? No, he
Not
cannot.
a single shot.
And this, the log was too late, and
Ah.
Kefron closes the gap to a 2-1.
Once again, the
That was
curse of
stressful.
the 2-0.
Yeah, I hate going up against log bait with the Royal Giant deck. It's just so annoying. I mean, here I thought like, okay, this could be punishing.
She's just too squishy. She goes down so quickly.
Yeah, but that's like one thing.
She
but
needs
also the
protection.
hogs are so squishy. Look at this. I mean, she's supposed to counter the Skarmy, and all the hogs just die to the hog.
With the Mother Witch, you really learn that you should always use protection for her.
Not just for her, always use protection.
Yeah.
Wherever in life you might
There's so many
encounter the need
skellies.
for it.
And that should be such a huge advantage for her, and he can't cash in on that advantage here.
Dachim a little bit disheartened there at the end, or annoyed. I can fully understand him.
Frustrated.
Yeah, it is a frustrating deck
Disappointed.
to go up against because you like
Broken.
you never know.
Heartbroken.
You never know what you should use.
Devastated.
Your log against.
Sad.
Everything. Big sad.
Big sad face. Yeah, did you just copy those decks? Which one of them?
I think I'd run the Royal Giant one.
But that one just lost. Why would you run it?
Because I like Royal Giant.
But it didn't work.
And you don't see any log bait on ladder though.
I have to
most
say
of the
though,
time.
I really don't like log bait. This is such an old-fashioned deck type. I just
Me
don't
neither.
like. The same with Hog Rider. All those people just dropping Hog Rider at the bridge.
I also feel like
it should be nerfed forever.
Yeah,
the Hog should just be like killed.
not a I don't think necessarily the Hog, but I think for like the elixir that it costs, the goblin
make
the
it
goblin
8
barrel,
elixir, the
the
Hog
goblin
Rider.
barrel, I feel does a little too much damage because
Just like make
if you do not have an answer, hear me out. Like if you for some reason are not running barb barrel or log, you're at a disadvantage to begin with because snowball or zap do not deal well with it. Anything else loses you elixir, and but you can never afford to not deal with it, because if you just let it go, the goblin barrel, you just take like on tournament level standard, you take like 700 damage, which is completely insane.
Yeah,
So
I have an easy fix. Just make every card that we don't like 9 elixir.
Yeah.
Like the Hog Rider, the Goblin Barrel, just make them 9 elixir.
Or
Problem solved.
then you might as well just delete them, I guess.
No, just make it more expensive, and then once a year make them regular price again.
For 2 days.
For 2 days.
And that's it.
Same for the E-Barbs, make them like 10 elixir.
Yeah, why not?
Royal Giant 8 elixir.
Yeah, and Electro Giant.
Yeah, I would agree with
6
that.
elixir.
Production just suggested to make the Golem 4 elixir.
Yeah, well, damn.
I mean, that would really enforce the high skill beatdown decks.
It could actually be. I mean, I don't think you can like. I do play currently. I do have a golem deck that I like to play, and it's not even doing too bad. It's like also running E-barbs.
The golem is always my safe place.
Oh, this
to
one
go.
is hard to defend. That's gonna be a lot of damage here for Kefron with that graveyard on the left there. Barely any defense
Typically,
possible.
when I lose with my giant skelly deck, I will go back to golem. That's like my safe haven.
I didn't know that. If you freeze the Electro Giant, it doesn't deal any zap damage. But look at this now. This is the punishing part. See, this is so cool about the Electro Giant. It deals damage. look at Kefron's camera. He's like, what is this? This is bull.
Wow. We should have that one here on that best of moments video.
Kefron, you can just put that like as is on a YouTube channel. Kefron reacting
the emotions there
to Electro Giant damage.
The emotion there. So wow, that was really
because like Electro Giant on the tower does 3 things. It hits with its fists. It saps back when it gets hit by the princess on the tower. And there's the freeze now coming in. Ooh.
But also
that's the tower trade here.
Does a lot of damage, but it's still 40 seconds. There's the next Electro and the tower just goes away. Like nothing.
Yeah, he just scoots on through. That's gonna be a ton of damage on that King Tower too.
Look at Kefron, he's totally not happy with this.
And more Electro Giants coming in. And see, this is the scenario. They both traded a tower, and the Electro Giant is so much better at going for that second tower than the Graveyard deck is. Graveyard really struggles with getting a second tower, as he tries his best.
This is really intense.
Pulling everything together there.
But he was able to defend this time.
Yeah.
But the emotions, you can really feel the emotions here in this match.
Okay, does pull
There's
him
the
over.
next one.
Defensive
with
freeze once again. Kefron is just tilted out of his mind, I think, at this point. Look at
but he was successful.
Brawlers. Yeah.
No damage taken. It works. Now, if he can play the graveyard with a freeze, he could turn it around.
I don't think he dares. If he plays graveyard, there's just gonna be an Electro Giant in the pocket that he cannot defend, and then he'll be very, very sad.
There it is. Anyways,
there it is. Going in. There's another.
Distract him once again.
Goblin Cage, and look at this damage. This
again,
is just
he
incredible.
has to use the freeze for
freeze on defense. The the Ice Wiz, I mean, is still alive and well though.
And Dachin can go on with this play. He wins by damage if it goes on like this. So Kefron needs to push here with the graveyard.
Yeah,
he tries.
There's the Goblin Cage coming in for Dachim.
No damage.
No damage.
No damage. It's unbelievable.
Hold the door, guys. Hold it.
Unbelievable.
Triple elixir time now.
There's the next E-Golem, E-Giant.
The most
I'm getting confused here. Beautiful lightning.
And there's another freeze.
Freeze for cheese.
He can't even afford to go for like an offensive freeze.
Defended once again. He needs that counter push.
Currently, he even wins with like overtime damage on the kill.
There's the graveyard.
Okay, can he defend this one though?
Not a bad push.
There's an offensive freeze for
There's
now.
The freeze. Skelly's lining
up. But he
up.
cannot get in.
Oh.
Yeah, 1,800 damage remaining there.
No
More
damage.
archers. Oh, but he's in the lead. 20 seconds.
But only by 20 points.
Yeah.
There's the next graveyard. Now it's all about that damage.
Pulling him back there.
The
aggressive
and the
once
Skelly's
again.
on the tower.
Can he defend this? I mean, Kefran will take this. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful play here coming out. Dutcham giving the thumbs up to the camera, and what a clutch win by Kefran. That was, I mean, I'm not a fan
Delicious.
I'm
the
not
golem was almost on the tower. Like, if it goes on for 5 more seconds, it would turn again.
I mean, this... I don't even know what to say.
You don't have words, which is really rare.
Kefran played to his outs there really well, and you could see like he was kind of disheartened at first.
The point really is here that Kefran, he had to go all in, he had to take chances, and that paid. And that's why I like
look at Kefran's camera. It's like,
that's why.
Are you kidding me?
but that's why I like that he won this match, because he took the risk, tried it, and it paid off. That was well deserved for Kefran.
The big mistake that we're gonna see here in a moment. This lightning was a bit questionable, I felt.
Look at this, the tower just goes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. that was the end. Look, this was beautiful.
This was beautiful with the freeze and pulling that
the goblin cage
away.
there to pull it back.
That was smart.
If I can point out the mistake here that kind of cost Dutcham the game was
and
that he continued to wanting to play the E-Giant in the pocket.
Yeah, and Dutcham really fair play there with the thumbs up. And
either,
again, it's the curse.
Either you go for the full-on 3 crown, or you just play it in the left and go for like the standard kind of push, because the other way around that happened now.
And it's the curse always of the 2-0 once again.
Yeah, exactly. That yeah. So. The unlucky or like the mistake there was that Dutcham kept on like forcing the E-Giant in the pocket, and it always got like kited over with the help of the goblin cage.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 towers firing away at it, and that is exactly how you are able to counter the E-Giant, because those are from a range, and they do not receive any damage. So you rather play it in the left, then you only have the Princess Tower firing away at it. You can put a push behind it, and then with the lightning get a lot of value and really try and break through that way.
And we just had a very cool announcement that we will have a little talk with Kefran later on, where we can ask him in person what he felt in that very moment when that E-Giant just took the tower. That was so emotional.
2,000 damage from a single E-Giant that he thought, oh, this is gonna go down. It's like,
and yeah, also for us, this was a very intense match.
Kind of the P.E.K.K.A. treatment, you know, when you have like a P.E.K.K.A. tower and you're like, oh, it's really low health, and then it gets 2 hits off anyways. And suddenly you have lost like 1,000.
We're in the final match. Yeah. This will decide the winner.
This could be a flashback here for Dutcham.
Dutcham again.
To be
it's his curse, the curse of the 2-0.
It looks like we have a rematch here of that log bait versus Royal Giant deck, and we know how that went the first time. So I'd be nervous if I was Dutcham.
He looks focused.
He has to play this very conservatively. Always in these kind of tough matchups.
Maybe he made his thoughts afterwards, and now he's
the Royal Giant
prepared. Oh, he missed
the
one
tower.
Missed one gob.
Yeah, and that actually cost him a lot of damage.
There's
there.
the witch.
1900 damage. He's shaking his head.
Only
He's
one
not happy
pick.
with that one.
The Fisherman.
Fisherman there to absorb the hit. He will hook himself to the tower.
And the witch is just without protection. She goes down quickly.
Yeah, but there, a good heal spirit they're coming in for additional chip damage.
Yeah, and
yeah, camera once again. it's just so funny to look at his camera and his reaction. Pure gold. Did he add those in? Ooh, the log there a little bit late.
The witch. Oh, she takes a hit.
Knight gets one hit.
Poor witch.
And there's another princess. Princess just getting so much value in this one.
It looks like the fisherman is his only protection for the witch. I think he should start playing the Royal Giant a little bit earlier.
I think so too, but it's like really hard because you get punished super hard in single
with the barrels.
The skeletons do help out a lot, I feel. Gets good chip in there with the E-Wins, but 920 damage just remaining on that first tower.
There's
and
the witch.
Mother Witch once again. Coming in here. Ooh, she nearly dies just to a knight by itself. There's a fireball now.
Fireball, yeah, he's getting annoyed by the princess. There's already the next barrel.
Understandable.
Double barrel.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, the barrel.
Yeah,
all the time.
He like realizes he can't even afford the death damage coming out from the skeleton barrel on that princess tower anymore.
And Kefran is so pushy here with the log bait.
Yeah, and there's another log coming down, this time catching it full on. I see this is interesting. The killing the skeleton barrel with the Mother Witch.
Now finally there's the Royal Giant.
Does not spawn
and
a
the
piggy.
witch is protected behind. Oh, and there's an Inferno Tower.
That is in there. That absorbs a lot of damage. This is why you should try and play.
He has to use Fireball.
This is why you want to try and play it behind your King Tower and get the maximum value
Good placement
of
of the witch.
This is a great Mother Witch here once again. Coming in. Look at it. It just takes about half health. Just with a single barrel, with a single log.
Yeah, and also the problem really is with that Inferno Tower. How can he push?
Yeah, I mean, he has to find a way to start off a Royal Giant exactly behind the tower. But now he has to defend this.
Oh, what was that fireball? No!
That's it! Reverse swept once again here. Touch him, the unluckiest man. Well, not on the planet maybe, but certainly in the Swisscom Hero League here.
Once again, the curse of the 2-0 strikes again.
Mother Witch was not in his favor there by the looks of it.
It really looks like this deck here turned it around. It's twice that he lost against this deck.
And I think he even added in those skeletons, I think. He didn't have them in the first time, if I'm not mistaken, but in the end, just was not enough here.
I think he also didn't expect the Inferno Tower. Otherwise,
he knew the Inferno Tower isn't there. I'm pretty confident.
Probably, like he should have started playing that RG behind the tower earlier.
Yeah, way earlier. Way earlier. And maybe also start running a tornado.
Yeah. But it's easy to say from the caster's desk, of course.
That's very true. But that's what I love about our job. We can just talk smack about our players without having to prove it ourselves that we can do it better. So
that's true.
Yeah. Take that as you will.
That's what it is.
True that. But in the end, Kefran here taking it from a 2-0 in favor of Dodgem, coming all the way back here, taking it to 5 games and then winning in the end. And you could really see on his camera, on both the players' cameras actually, that they were pretty invested in that match and in that best of
the problem really is if it comes down to this double barrel deck. Dodgem could not handle this deck and he lost twice against the same deck with the same deck actually. So basically the same match twice, and the E-Giant match, that was just really close.
Yeah,
and
I mean
that could go both ways.
You could really see the struggle. He had to save the log all the time basically for the goblin barrel, so he could never use it on those really strong DPS units like the princess, like the dark goblin. They got a ton of value, and then like
And
the
then he
thing
has to
I'm
use the
personally
fireball.
not sure about is the usage of the E-Wiz against the skeleton barrel, because what happened is he tried to prevent the entirety of the skeleton barrel, because the problem is the skeleton barrel does damage to your princess tower when it explodes. Of course, it is stronger if you just use your E-Wiz afterwards to just take out the skellies, because then you have a full health E-Wiz. But you have to suffer the death damage from the skeleton barrel. And he, like Dutchim, he pretty much always used the E-Wiz early to try and prevent that death damage. But that meant he had to play the E-Wiz high up. He couldn't like put it behind an RG, for example. Plus, it also got kind of low health from those skeletons.
Yeah, and also all of his defenses against those two barrels were actually more expensive than the two barrels, which always gives Kefran an elixir advantage, and he has the faster deck anyway, so he can cycle even faster. And so this is kind of a really deadly loop here, playing Dutchim against that deck. That was really difficult. Like the two barrels, they cost 6 elixir. If he defends with the log and the fireball, that's even more expensive already. It's really difficult.
Yeah, probably in this one, what could have helped Dutchim was running maybe something like a knight instead of the Mother Witch. I mean, I got the idea, but as we could see there, it really didn't work out too well, because the Mother Witch is just too squishy as is. And so are the hogs that are spawned, because the hogs, they barely ever did anything, because there was always a princess, there was always a dart goblin waiting, and to just shoot them down, and they couldn't even do anything. So, and in the end, what that does then, because they're kind of staggered, so that means they stay on Kefran's side for a lot longer, and he gets to like build a bigger push. That's kind of the that's a disadvantage actually. Maybe coming out from the Mother Witch.
He could have tried his mortar deck. Yeah, that could have helped, but this time he didn't dare to play mortar deck, which is actually sad, because in the previous matches he always played mortar. I think so. And so that would have been maybe a good choice here.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I think he was like, okay, Royal Giant is something I can play, I like to play. This is like a safe deck. You have a good win condition. It's not the best currently in the game, but you can always like make it work in most of the matchups. You don't know 100% what's gonna await you. This is a very tough matchup against the Logbait, because it has such a fast cycle. It has a lot of DPS. It has that building that is super strong against the Royal Giant. So it's overall just a super tough matchup, and a little bit unlucky there in terms of having to go up against it so many times.
Yeah, twice.
And that it also like worked out the way that it did.
He did not have a recipe in his deck.
Because like he always switched to the Royal Giant deck kind of. When Kefran switched to the Logbait deck.
I feel a bit sad for Dutchim here, because he's our previous season's finalist. This time the quarterfinal is his last stand.
Yeah, it is the end. It also it's like a very kind of sad yet very ironic turn of events that he gets reverse swept in his playoff match
once again.
Yeah, something we've seen time and time again, but I mean,
this
just can happen. Like,
at least he can say it was not his mistake. He played really well, and it was really a difficult matchup for him.
That is definitely true. And then again, we can never forget. I mean, we just had a pretty sizable balance patch just 2.5 weeks ago. So everyone is still trying to get used to the new meta. Do you still
feel the balance change? I feel like it was for a week, and then everything turned back to old meta.
You think so?
Yeah, kind of.
Have you seen a giant skelly ever since?
I play it all the time.
But it's so bad now.
It's still successful.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like, maybe it's because people are still like, oh, we have to throw everything at the kitchen.
I still see a lot of giant skelly
to defend it. But
a lot of E-barbs and a lot of hog riders. In that sense, it has changed in terms of E-barbs. But besides that, it's almost the same. So we hear from production that we're ready for the interview with Kefran. and I'm really excited to welcome him. Kefra, first of all, congratulations for winning the semi-final. The quarterfinal, sorry, getting a little bit ahead here.
Thank you.
For winning the quarterfinal. What went through your mind in that match against the E-Giant? That one was really rough, and we could see all the emotions going wild when that E-Giant destroyed your first tower.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé dans ta tête dans ce match? On a vu que tu avais beaucoup d'émotions dès qu'il a détruit ta première tour. Je sais pas, j'avais rien à perdre. J'y croyais plus trop. Quand je perdais 2-0, j'y croyais plus trop, mais ouais. J'avais aussi les match-up. J'avais les match-up aussi sur le 3e combat ou sur le 4e, je sais plus. Ça, des fois, ça facilite un petit peu d'avoir les match-up. Mais ouais, il y a eu des combats qui étaient vraiment serrés. Le 4e, il était vraiment serré. J'y croyais pas. Fallait que je sois, par exemple, offensif tout à la fin, mais ouais. Voilà.
Yeah, that one with the E-Giant, that was really intense. Will you translate for the audience, please?
I can do for the most part. I think it was a long sentence. Bear with me now. I think what he's saying is that it got really intense in that 4th matchup, and I mean he had the matchup disadvantage in that one game, and so it got very intense coming back from that. But then for the other games, he kind of had the advantage on his side, and then managed to like win that way. If got that overall.
When you noticed in the last match, maybe at the very start, when you noticed that it's the same matchup as when you beat him already with the double barrel deck, did you already know that this was gonna go your way, because he obviously couldn't find a way to counter that deck?
Quand tu as eu ton dernier match et tu as remarqué qu'il utilisait le même deck, c'était le même match-up, est-ce que tu te sentais genre à l'aise? Est-ce que tu disais ça allait bien se passer vu qu'il n'avait pas trop de failles à ton deck? Avec ce deck que j'ai utilisé aussi le dernier combat, un peu n'importe quel deck, je me suis habitué, je le joue souvent ce deck, et ça me paraît, ouais, le deck qu'il a joué, ça me paraît un deck anodin un petit peu. Et ouais, je m'en fous un peu du deck qu'il a joué, c'était pas important pour moi.
Okay, so what he's saying is like he plays that deck quite a lot, and he feels like there's not any matchup or any deck that he could bring where he wouldn't stand a chance. Like he knows he can. Like the deck choice of his opponent doesn't really matter. He can pretty much play it against everything. So it was a very good choice. So maybe another question is, now you made it into the semi-finals for the very first time, if I'm not mistaken, and waiting there will be Jesus. You lost against him in your first encounter during the regular season. How do you plan to prepare for it, and how do you want to like come back or like try and defeat him this time around?
Okay. Alors, ton prochain match, tu vas jouer contre Jésus, et c'est contre quelqu'un que tu as perdu lors du premier tour. Comment tu te prépares mentalement pour ce match, pour renverser, pour gagner cette fois? Je vais essayer de faire tout mon possible. Je sais que Jésus, c'est aussi un adversaire très fort. En championnat, je me suis fait balayer 3-0 contre lui. Malgré que les matchs ils étaient serrés, je me suis fait quand même balayer. Et je vais m'entraîner, je vais m'entraîner fort et je vais tenter de le battre et essayer d'arriver en finale une fois.
Okay. So he's saying that Jesus is certainly a very, very strong opponent, and he will try his best. He will train a lot to hopefully make it to his first ever finals. And I mean, he is a scary opponent, but he will try and like put up a good fight.
That's awesome. So yeah, did you practice a lot so far for the quarterfinal and the previous matches? How much do you practice to play on this level?
Est-ce que tu t'es beaucoup entraîné pour ce quart de finale ou comment tu t'entraînes, combien de temps tu t'entraînes pour arriver à ce niveau?
Je me suis pas spécialement entraîné, j'ai beaucoup joué. J'ai aussi un ami qui joue beaucoup, je joue avec lui régulièrement, mais le championnat il a commencé depuis un moment et rien qu'en faisant des matchs en championnat ça entraîne aussi. Je regarde mes erreurs en championnat, qu'est-ce que je pourrais rattraper, qu'est-ce qui fait que je pourrais.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think
It looks like we have a little disconnection. What he said is that he doesn't actually specifically practice, but he just plays a lot, and he also has a friend, and he plays a lot with that friend basically. And then also what he does, and I think that is very smart, he goes into his previous esports matches and tries to find out the mistakes and tries to improve on that. I think that is an advice that we rarely use, but we should use. Actually, go back and try to find out why we lost. I'm guilty of that, actually. Not looking at the matches I lost and try to figure out why I lost and improve for next time.
See, this is an advantage I have. I will never lose, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah, if you never lose, you will never learn.
True. No, but that's actually true. If you just go up against, when you realize you win against every opponent like 3-0 and it's like super easy, then like you can really start to feel like you hit like the limit or a ceiling, and as opposed to when you're playing against someone who's equally as strong or even better than you, and you have like very close calls, and then you might lose in the end, or even like have a very close win. That offers a lot more potential for like growth and learning, and look at the things that did not quite work out as you had planned. We're not going to go back to the interview, but we of course want to thank Kefran very much
and wish him good luck.
Yes, exactly, for the interview, and also merci beaucoup pour la traduction for his brother. And yeah, it was certainly great to have him back on live here on screen
next Monday for the semi-final.
Yeah.
For now, we're gonna have a short break, so don't leave, because after the short break we will have our current ruling champion, Senpai Rect, going against Toy Boy, and one of them will close his or get his spot in the semi-finals. That's gonna be very interesting. So we see you after the break.
Get something.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so high they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive in the nighttime. Come alive.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Yes, hello everyone and welcome back to the second part of the quarterfinal in Clash Royale in the Swisscom Hero League. And now we're having a very special schmankerl for you. A great match here between Senpai Rekt, our champion, and Toyboy. That's going to be amazing. And of course, your casters for this great match here, my friend Don Rigoni and myself, Chief Avalon. And of course, you find us on social media. If you want to stay connected, just check us out. You see it down there, Don_Rigoni or myself, Chief Avalon. Basically, yeah, just look for that name and you will find us and get all informations firsthand. Why are you looking like that?
I don't know what you mean. I'm just sitting here.
I forgot to say that you're still single. So yeah, if you like his style.
Oh my! Do you have to bring it to that level already?
Isn't that what you were waiting for?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It looked
I thought something is missing. We cannot.
Yeah. What is it? I mean, you dressed up with a beautiful bow tie and everything, and a beautiful haircut.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't dress up for nothing. Like
still
they
no
said
queerflöten kobold in my life.
You remember Braveheart?
Yeah.
The movie when they said at least you didn't dress up for nothing.
True. I mean, I get to cast some fantastic Clash Royale games here, which also is quite nice.
It is.
And we have another banger here coming up, and it will be the match between Schmankerl. Poggers for Schmankerl. And it will be the duel between Senpai Rekt, our reigning 4-time champion here in the Swisscom Hero League. And tonight we might already answer the question whether he's going to be dethroned this season. If he goes down to Toyboy tonight, he will not be certainly not be part of this year's final or this season's finals, and that would be a first. But I expect him to come in or to come out of the gate strong and swinging, and yeah, to really give his best here. I mean, he think he won. Yeah, he won their first
I feel for him
encounter.
it may be a frustrating place to be in actually, because he was on second spot until last Wednesday and then he dropped to third place and now has to play again. At least he gets some additional practice.
Yeah, I mean, and against Solak of all players. So let's have a look here at the versus screen of those two players and their statistics from so far this season. You can see Senpairect leaning a little bit more towards these buildings. Other than that, they are looking pretty similar on average. Senpairect playing a little faster cycles, and Toyboy is certainly known for whipping out those Royal recruits quite a bit. And here we can see the deck that that Senpai brought last week here. Also a Royal Giant, but quite a fast cycling version. Also running the Tesla here as a defensive building. Plus, instead of the Fireball, he does have the Earthquake together with the Log. So,
and this doesn't speak the full truth, the full story, because what we've also seen of Senpai is some Mortar decks and Expo decks. So some really interesting stuff coming there from Senpai, and I hope to see that again today, even though I feel like he's playing it more safe today.
Yeah, and there we can also have a look at Toyboy's last play deck. That Graveyard Freeze combination that we've seen so many times this season really gained quite a bit of popularity. The cards around it, like usually you always have the Knight in there somewhere because it is such a fantastic tank. Also, the Barb Barrel can be super strong. And then the Freeze, in this case, Toyboy actually runs a bit of a different version that we usually see. No Baby Dragon, but instead does run the Skeleton Dragons. And then also the Barbs here as that Swarm unit for a potential very strong counter against big tanks, for example.
Yeah, it's interesting that he uses those Skelly Dragons. It's a unit I actually never got really warm with. I don't know, they feel really squishy, but they can do a lot of damage. I just prefer Baby Dragon for the value.
Yeah, I think nowadays most players would agree with you. I mean, just think back to when they were first released and then buffed. Yeah, they were basically in every single deck, and that's kind of the problem if you print cards or make new cards that are so similar to existing
just
ones.
Print new cards.
Yeah. Like how would you call it? It's a card game.
Create new cards.
Yeah.
Print new cards. Yeah, but
so it's like.
But I give you that point actually. Like we're missing a really new kind of card.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Because like if they basically do the same more or less,
just different.
There's always gonna be, and just a slight difference, there's always gonna be a stronger one of those. You're never gonna run Baby Dragon and Skeleton Dragons in the same deck, because it essentially, it's a Baby Dragon with like 150 times the 150% of the damage, but with the, I think it's a little less health even, but split across two bodies.
Yeah, it's just like a variation of Baby Dragon. It's kind of the same thing they did with the Goblin Gang when they kind of made the Goblins and the Spare Goblins obsolete by combining them, just giving us a variation of that. And that is something they do quite often actually, just take an existing card and add some different flavor to it.
Yeah, but that always also makes it quite hard to balance, because take the example of the Barb Hut. Like if you change anything about the Barbarian, the Barb Barrel gets changed, the Barb Hut gets changed, and the Barbarians themselves do get changed. So it's like it's so tightly knit together, and you have to be very peculiar with what aspect exactly are you touching, because if you don't want to nerf the Barbarian
in the first
unit,
game,
you might have to approach it
playing with a mask, but we're still sure it's him.
Yeah, pretty sure. I mean,
Have you tried the 3 new Supercell games yet?
Can you try them?
Yeah, if you live in the right country or have an account in one of those countries.
I think I don't.
I'm actually not sure which countries it is. I think it's Finland. In Finland it's playable already.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. They have an office there. Ooh,
Oh,
does protect the
Senpai has
Motherwitch.
an additional person watching.
Yeah. Has a bit of an observer there, and there's the fireball now coming down. But that E-Giant does not make it to the tower, but those two piggies, they will.
Yeah, and don't underestimate Toyboy. He's really a strong player, and he's played some strong matches.
Yeah, I mean, he's just solid in his fundamentals. He's still, I mean, let's not kid ourselves, he's nowhere close to Senparek, but he's always good for a surprise.
Yeah, and he of course he lacks a bit of the tournament experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Compared with Senpai.
Absolutely. And there's the Mega Minion now coming down for Toyboy. And definitely a card that
yeah, you should be happy with Toyboy's
popularity.
deck actually, with the Mother Witch and E-Giant in it. That could be yours.
I mean, it's E-Giant versus E-Giant, and I think I prefer Senpai's version here, actually.
Why is that?
Because it's more well-rounded, I feel. I'm still not a big fan of the Mother Witch, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, she's just too squishy.
Yeah.
She should get a little health buff. That would make her way stronger.
Yeah. I mean, she got the DPS buff, but health in a game like Clash Royale is so valuable. And just the combination here between the Baby Dragon plus the Ice Wizard is so solid. As there's the lightning coming down, and look at all that damage. 1400 HP remaining. Look at the Mother Witch. It's pretty much already dead.
Yeah, she's too squishy.
Yeah, and there's another Tornado versus Tornado here going on.
But that one E-Giant also looks dangerous.
That E-Giant will connect for a lot of damage. I don't think Senpai can fully defend this one. That Mother Witch looks very scary there. Is not connected to the tower though.
Push. 271, he calls it good game.
Here.
I'm not sure this is good game already.
I mean, it's 2 fireballs at this point for the side of Toyboy. There's the lightning now coming down.
Yeah, Senpai needs a push.
Yeah, he has to avoid a connection here with that E-Giant at all costs, and he does manage to do so. Now it's his turn for a potential counter push here. Can he muster the elixir here to build this one?
He's trying to build a push. There's the first fireball.
Fireball, and now the pressure is really on to Senpai.
I mean, Toyboy will just try to cycle to the fireball and defend at the same time.
Fantastic lightning there coming out. Will he have the fireball?
He's on the tower.
There's the fireball coming in, but that's the 1-0 here for Toyboy.
Oh, that was close.
Whoa, that was a clutch one.
That was really close. Just one more second and it would be the other way around.
Yeah, that really was quite intense. That tornado there saving him like for these last 2 seconds that he needed.
Yeah, we see that beautiful push here once again where Toyboy gets to tower, and Senpai, of course, the experience that he already has, he knew that this is going to be a big push here and he will not be able to fully defend that one.
I mean, the connection there from the Ice Wiz for Toyboy was so huge, not just in terms of the damage, but also just slowing down the Princess Tower. So it's attacking slower. Made such a big difference there and enabled him to get like just 1 or 2 additional hits in that in the end really did matter. 1
more second, that's all it took, and Senpai would have won.
Yeah, a real game of inches here to start out this match between our living legend here in Senpai. And yeah, with that, Toyboy is already ahead in this matchup. And if he can continue this trend here, he might be the one here to kick.
However, you know, it doesn't mean anything, as we've seen in the first match today.
Yeah.
Where Dachim had a 2-0 lead and then it still turned around. And actually we often made the experience that Senpai, from kind of he starts slower, tries something different, and then does that reverse sweep. Yeah. He does that quite often, actually.
It's not over until the fat lady sings.
Where is that from? I kind of remember that one.
It's from the opera, I think.
Opera?
opera.
What?
Not opera.
What the
The
opera?
opera. When you go to the opera, and then in the end, you usually have like the opera singer who does like the last piece.
Yeah, I was in the opera many times, but there was never a fat lady singing at the end.
I'm not 100% sure where it's like from.
Interesting.
Or when it. I'll look it up for you, and we'll clarify it next time.
Interesting saying.
Yeah.
That is.
So we start out with another. Oh, that could be the same deck we saw last. The last time coming.
Oh,
out.
Sparky! Beautiful Sparky is back. Guess who's back? Sparky's back.
And there's also
the Ram Rider.
Ram Rider though, that deals a ton of damage.
Sparky getting a little burn. Yeah, he just sacrificed that Sparky there on his own side. Didn't defend it yet. Be careful at the start. He also wasted the Electro Dragon early, so that's why he couldn't really go against that Inferno Dragon yet. But now he's of course gonna save it for the next pushes. But that was a good one here for Senpai. A good early lead for Senpai on that bottom right tower. Now again with the Bandit. Oh, Elixir Golem! It's an Elixir Golem Sparky deck. It's back. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's Sparky.
Interesting take on the.
Well protected.
On the Elixir Golem.
Look at
concept.
the Witch.
Yeah, that Witch will die. A good absorption.
Oh wow.
Though.
And the
pigs. Those piggies do.
They were also
they do a great job of just absorbing these hits.
Now the Witch is still good. Bandit. And the Healer. You remember when this deck was kind of unbeatable? You didn't need much skill, you just dropped the E-Golem and Sparky and it would basically just march to the King Tower and destroy it. Good old times! They were sometimes bad, like with the E-Golem deck.
But this time around, Senpyrect's lead is already
Next
quite
Ram Rider.
significant here. Oh,
Getting
he
shot.
even invests a tornado there to additionally defend. That's like 9 elixir to defend.
That was maybe a little bit too much.
Oh, but there's another. Like that's the thing with running Elixir Golem. You can always come back.
Oh, and there's also Mega Knight.
Because this deals so much damage. You can really always come back in this one. And great distraction
Whoa!
here.
How did
Senpyrec
that
is not
tower
happy
go
with that
down?
one.
How did
Definitely
the tower
not.
go down? Crazy.
Great resets. They're coming out.
And he's on the King
another
Tower.
Shot. Oh my gosh. Can he get through here? 12 seconds remaining for that Ram Rider to break through. And Senpyrec, he knows.
Scratching
this
his
one
head
is
here.
over.
He can't believe what just happened.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, that came out of nowhere when that tower just exploded and Senpai was doing great defense, but it wasn't enough.
And that's like, I can barely believe it. This is so fast. Like I didn't expect this for Senpyrec to go south
nowhere,
that quickly.
That tower was. We didn't really see how it got hit, that tower. And maybe we see in the replay. Here's the push. Once again, that's like the school book push here with the Golem, Sparky, and Healer.
Was just not there. And then, yeah, the tornado here was just fantastic.
And the Golemites just on the tower there.
Yeah, it's just them.
The blobs.
And then the Elixir, the Rage coming in
it's
for
just
so much damage. And at the Sparky, very importantly that the Sparky there stayed alive, because it prevented the Mega Knight from doing anything else, and it got like reset around.
And it destroyed the Mega Knight.
Yeah, it got reset around with the help of the Electro Dragon and healed back up with
and all those blobs did so much damage so fast. Blobs and Rage.
I'm always surprised how much damage they
the
really
Rage
do.
in blobs. Yeah, here you see that deck again. If you want to copy that E-Golem Sparky deck, that was kind of meta like a year ago. Really unbeatable, except for the Skelly Dragon. That was not in there at the time. But you can certainly replace it by the Baby Dragon. That was often used at the time.
I think at some point the baby was it run? Oh no, they
I
came
think
out after.
Yeah, I think it was Baby Dragon originally, and I feel like there was also something swarmy in it, like skellies or something.
Some even ran the Inferno Dragon, I think.
Yep.
In it, because the Electro Dragon already.
Yeah, and
deals
then you
quite a
need to
bit
be
of
able
AoE
to
damage.
defend against. You need to be able to defend against the blobs. And
Yep.
for that you need some kind of wizard or something with splash damage.
Yeah, or a bomb tower, but the bomb tower has been nerfed quite significantly and therefore is not as much seen in the meta anymore. So it really opens up the opportunity for the E-Golem to rise again to its former strength. I mean, I personally hope not its full strength.
I hope it's never coming back.
I think it's good that it has a place in the meta again.
No.
But yeah.
We don't want it.
By the way, I looked up the expression of the it's not over
Okay.
until the fat lady sings. It is from the opera. More precisely from like the Nibelungen Sagen, where it usually concludes with a piece that lasts for like 20 minutes and is usually sung by a female singer, and with like they usually are like a bit heavier because to reach those kind of notes, and that's apparently where the phrase stems from.
Okay.
So you know, like,
so this
the
is
opera
already
piece
match
is not
point
over.
for Toy Boy.
And he's back to his beloved Royal recruits here for this
So
one.
now Senpai, he needs a reverse sweep.
There's the Mother Witch, this time on the side of Toy Boy. And there are the Royal Hogs now coming in.
Really see here the
Great
tension
tornado
for Senpai.
King Tower
I mean,
activation.
this would be
fantastically done.
a real setup here. If Senpai drops out in the quarterfinal, can you imagine? This
Yeah.
would be the first final without Senpai.
It would be. It would be. And then he would certainly be dethroned for good already. Wouldn't even have a chance to defend his own title.
Yeah, he should get a wild card and play against the
he's
winner.
He's the final boss. By the way, we didn't even mention the bans coming out. It was the E-Barbs being banned out by Semperek and the Hog Rider actually by Toy Boy. So he seems to be agreeing with you there that
yeah,
can be
those
quite
cards.
an annoying card.
They need to be set to 9 elixir, both of them.
Yeah, set everything to 9 elixir.
No, only those bad cards.
Okay. Only those bad. Who determines what's good
Me.
or bad?
Me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd listen to you.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Apparently they don't.
But look at the Mother Witch. She actually deals a lot of damage to that tower.
Bacon.
As it is now out of
Senpai
sight.
looks a little bit frustrated
Yeah,
here. He doesn't have much to put against those Hawks.
I think it is the E-Giant deck here once again, though, and I mean
the recruits.
He does have the lightning in there, but against the spammy deck like this one, that's just not of too much value. And now he has to do his best here to defend against those Royal Hawks here once again. Good tornado coming in. King Tower doing a great job here of helping out. Not too much damage there taken on that left hand side. And now the Goblin Brawler backing away.
Senpai on the tower. And there's your favorite card.
Yeah, getting quite a bit of damage,
The
and on
E-Giant.
both sides actually, getting them below 2k here.
Big hopes here by Senpai on that E-Giant.
I mean, he does not have any like big spells outside of the lightning, so he has to be very precarious with how he uses this one. And
But
there
lightning.
it goes onto the flying machine. Very important, that high DPS unit being taken out here.
E-Giant on the tower.
E-Giant is on the
Getting a
tower.
hit.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage.
Oh my gosh,
down
look at
to
that
900
E-Giant damage.
That was very important.
But yeah,
here
we're
for
already in
Semperek.
overtime, so it's really critical here that Senpai does not get any further damage on those towers.
Those piggies, they are on the tower though. Can he take them out in time? That's about another 200 damage on that tower.
There's the Mother Witch again, creating a flying hawk.
Yeah, and the Goblin Brawler is still alive, is at half HP here on the left-hand
but he's on
side.
the wrong tower.
Yeah, but still, 835 HP. So this is now damage lead on both towers, actually, for Senpyrek. So
Lightning.
Lightning coming down there.
Oh,
very
he's
nicely
trying
done.
to win this with lightning.
I think he is. Good use there of all his splash damage. And this time, yeah, in double and now triple elixir time, I don't think those Hawks can break through anymore. Will we see another lightning here coming down for Senpyrek? We will, and the flying machine goes down once again.
No tower hit with the lightning, only 30 seconds left. Senpai has a damage lead. If he manages to defend, not get any more damage, but maybe even get a lightning on the tower, that's his win.
Good use there off the bar barrel.
But it's another
tornado
big attack
there
here.
coming in, and there's
Fireball.
the fireball trying to cycle those, starting cycling those fireballs.
And now Senpai pushing.
That could be the final push here. He has the damage lead currently. There's another.
Lightning.
Yeah, that's going to be the game here for Senpyrek. 300 HP remaining on the right-hand side. Yeah, he's rubbing his face. He's like,
he's sweating quite a bit there.
Let's focus.
That was a rough one here for Senpai, but he can close the gap a little bit. And it's a 2-1 now.
Will we have another reverse sweep tonight, or can Toy Boy manage and
maybe it's
succeed
the nerves
with
a
his
little
match
bit.
ball?
Maybe a little bit of nerves there by Toy Boy.
I mean, overall, I think he had the matchup here.
Yeah, just when the the E-Giant was played, there was kind of nothing he could do against E-Giant. That didn't work.
Yeah, he has a tough time. I mean, his best answer is the flying machine that he can keep out of range. Senpyrek also did a good job of making sure the Mother Witch was taken care of quite soon always. If he played it high up, he would use the bar barrel there to get onto it aggressively, just to make sure he does not have to defend even more. But you could really see, like in the beginning, those Royal Hawks, they were really punishing. Like the biggest push was right in the beginning, when he had no answer in cycles, Senpyrek that is. And yeah, he got a ton of damage. He got the King Tower activation, but only with one of the Hawks, and then they went back to that Princess Tower and he took like 1,000 damage. So that was the very punishing part, but from that point onwards, he did such a good job of just keeping, like, over and over defending those big pushes.
Yeah, and also Senpai, he kept pushing at the same time, always threatening to play another E-Giant. And so
you have to be very careful.
It was difficult.
He has these efficient removal tools between the Ice Wizard and the Baby Dragon, but not only those, but then you also have the Dark Prince plus the Bar Barrel that do such a great job and also build you a big counter push.
Yeah, the Dark Prince and E-Giant push, they both together are really strong.
Yeah.
So we're in game number 4. It's still match point for Toy Boy, and the pressure here on Senpai.
Yeah. Question is now, well, I mean, I guess Toy Boy is also under quite a bit of pressure here, going up against the reigning champion here, and Senpyrek is a super strong player, and he knows he potentially got him now. But then, like, closing it out is certainly not an easy task. It looks like...
there's already the E-Giant once again.
Looks like he went for the same
Senpai
deck
is just
again.
this kind of player that will find your weak spot and then cash in on those weak spots and keep the pressure.
Yeah, there's the charge coming down from that Dark Prince. And the Prince there runs past everything. Does not get a hit in there. Goblin Brawler doing a great job here. That Ice Golem though connecting. A bit of a cold case.
That's 200.
But a solid elixir lead here already for Toy Boy. Coming out. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the only weak side of the Electro Giant. It is very hard to even. Oh, that's an interesting.
Very aggressive.
Does he have the freeze here to help out?
The Baby Dragon.
I think this is just tower straight away, and there's the freeze.
Oh, the freeze!
Senpyrek scratching his head. He knows he's like in a really bad spot now.
The freeze is so cheesy.
But time and time again, and I want to mention it again, like the Graveyard is, especially Graveyard Freeze, is good at doing exactly that, cheesing you for one tower, but taking the second one is pretty hard. So if Senpai can even this one out, and
he tries with
he will try his best with this big push here coming out now. And yeah, if he can get the tower down here, that would put him in the advantage, in my honest opinion.
It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, there's the connection though coming out.
Oh,
that's a very healthy. That's a very healthy E-Giant still.
The Royal delivery.
Oh, great log! They're knocking everything back. Great tornado coming in. Can he get the charge? Dark Prince there charging onto that Barbarian though.
And only 25 seconds left.
Great defensive Prince. Can he get this one? Another Electro Giant has to play it at the bridge.
He calls it good
There's
game.
the good game coming out.
14 seconds
He knows
left.
this is not enough time. There's another lightning. Great log. And ladies and gentlemen, the reigning champion dropping out of the races in the quarterfinals at the hand of Toy Boy of all players with the Graveyard Freeze. And if you don't believe me, that's a bullshit combo until now, you should certainly do so.
This is such a big sensation. Our 4 times champion Senpai Rek just got defeated in the quarterfinals against a kind of newcomer, Toy Boy here. Toy Boy winning this match, it's crazy.
Toy Boy coming in from like the 6th place of the regular season and just decrowning here the reigning champion. And I just think he had his number. Look at it.
We thought it's going to be easy for Toy Boy because the difference was so big here from the face.
He knew, he's probably going to go with that E-Giant again. And look at this. There, the freeze coming down.
And the Prince hits the tower. It's so ridiculous. All that damage done there by the Graveyard and the Prince.
Yeah, and I mean here, good last-ditch effort. But yeah, also the Zappies. I mean, that was just Toy Boy predicting him 100%.
You can see all the frustration there in Senpai. It's going to be a very sad final.
Yeah.
We will miss him dearly. Our Senpai, he was always there. In every final we had Senpai, but this time...
Spring just seems to be the story of upsets. I mean, this past weekend I watched a ton of esports, and in the European Championship or in League, there was also like a big upset. Like the 2 big teams that were always in the finals for the past 6 years or so, they both dropped out, and it was 2 completely new teams in the finals. And this kind of feels the same so far. I mean,
it feels like the end of an era. Where
maybe era Jesus can start now, or era Solak,
or Toy Boy,
or
we don't know.
Toy Boy.
It feels like the end of an era where Senpai will be not in the final for the very first time. Solak started kind of rough, difficult position, but he's now in the semi-final. So maybe Solak is the one to actually win this after all.
I mean, it could happen, and but you know, like Roger Federer in the beginning, he also won everything, and then there was kind of a time where he was struggling a bit.
Rafael, Toy Boy, Nadal.
Yeah, exactly. But then
that's what you mean.
Senpai is in for the long run, and I'm already looking forward to see him again next season, and I'm certainly sure he will come back stronger because. I don't think he's the kind of player who just takes this one lightly. Plus, I mean, we cannot stress it enough. Like for the past 2 seasons, he was always in the military. He certainly didn't have the same amount.
More difficult.
Yeah, the same amount of time to practice.
Before we forget, actually, we have good news for you because we will have a little talk with our winner, Toy Boy, and we can ask him how that feels to actually beat the reigning champion.
You also have to apologize that we couldn't make it to their stream.
What stream?
Like the one they tagged us in on Twitter.
Ah, the one
where they asked if you wanted to join.
Yeah, but I mean,
we have to compensate that at some point.
We have to let other players. We must give them a chance to win.
True.
I mean,
it would just be unfair. Like
it would be unfair with all our experience.
Yeah,
we have so much experience just from watching. And
Like so, like if you watch it enough, that's just like it's like with soccer, with anything. If you just watch it enough, you immediately become
always
a pro.
the viewer that knows best.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes.
Also, as a streamer, you know that when you play,
Twitch chat
everybody
knows.
in the chat knows better.
That's true. That's very true.
They always know what happened, what went wrong, and even if the replay is different, they will still know.
Fake news. Fake news.
So
But
wow.
yeah, I'm looking forward to having Toibo here on the screen actually, because I guess he might be pretty ecstatic after this one.
Yeah.
I don't think he was expecting this. He certainly
There he
prepared
is.
for it, I can imagine.
I'm actually a bit shocked on one side. On the other side,
Yeah.
I'm also happy to see a different final for once.
I completely agree with you there, and I think it is time for us to get the lovely gentleman here on screen with us to ask him a couple of questions.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, we're still... Oh, there he is.
There he is, Toy Boy.
Hey, there
That
he is.
was such a big upset. You just beat the 4 times champion Senpai Rect. How do you feel now?
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's very nice because I don't do a really good season, and I finished 6th. So, okay, I have a hard match to play today.
Did you
the
expect
best,
this to
player,
happen?
I think
Or was it a total surprise to you too?
No, firstly, I think I will play against Zolag, but after all, it will be Senpai Rex, so I need to adapt my game. But you know, today I focus on 5 decks with Elite Barbarian, and he banned Elite Barbarian, so it was very difficult to say, okay, I need to switch all my deck to play.
Yeah, that sounds like a very tough task. Let's be honest with us. In the last game there, that looked to me like you were completely expecting him to play the E-Giant again. Because those were like all good cards against the E-Giant deck. Was that the case?
Exactly. yeah, I think he won me 2 times with a giant, so I say, okay, I think he will play a giant. I will quick find in my deck list a counter of a giant and play this deck. It works, nice.
Very
I
nice.
mean, the graveyard freeze, that was really rough, especially with the prince on the tower too.
Yeah.
There was nothing he could do against that.
Plus like Sappies plus Log. He doesn't even get to the tower. Then it's just 8 elixir down the drain. How would you like recommend to maybe other players to go about? Like you just said, like you were preparing for Solak first, and now then you have to switch it up for Senpai, and then also adapt you to the bans. How do you usually go about this? Like for people who maybe want to learn this skill a little bit.
Clearly tonight, I want to play 5 decks, and I ban a card who will be difficult to play against my deck. But I'm not expected he bans Elite Barbarian. So at the last time, I need to switch everything. And I have a good deck list, so I can adapt for everything. So, nice, big game.
What is actually your favorite card at the moment?
I think my favorite card is always the same. It's Royal Recruits.
Yeah, they are very annoying, the Royal Recruits, because they're just such a defensively strong card. And yeah,
I think. Like we've been talking a lot this season about the current state of Clash Royale. It looked like we didn't have like balance changes for a long time. Like ever since December, we had like 1 change to Earthquake, but overall the meta seemed really balanced. And now we had like these big kind of changes where you see all these different new decks popping up, but then again it feels like okay, there's still like a clear winner. I'd say like the E-Barbs. What is like your current stance on Clash Royale and the game as itself?
I think it was good things and bad things. But for the Swisscom EuroLeague, firstly, it was a good thing because we almost play all the regular season with the same cards. So we don't need to adapt. And for the last match last week, last 2 weeks, the balance changed, and so we need to build a new deck list for the playoff. So it's not easy to have the change balances right now, but okay, it's okay. And after all, for me, Clash Royale is the only one mobile game when you can play with one hand and short game with esport and good esport. So I like this game. I think I will continue to play it. But I also tried the new Supercell game, Clash Quest, and it's very fun also.
Okay. Yeah, I still have to try that one. I didn't play it yet, so I'm looking forward to that one. And I actually agree with what you just said. This balance change was really needed because we've seen all the same decks during the season at the start. All those giant skellies and bomb towers, that was basically it. And now the last 2 weeks it became way more interesting because the players had to adapt quickly. And I think that was also reflected a bit on the standings. Like the standings switched around because not everybody was able to adapt as quickly to the new meta. Was that also your impression?
Clearly, and you see the last deck I played tonight, I just lost a match just before to trade, and the opponent played his decks, and I said, okay, not the when I played the E-Giant deck, and so I said, okay, I will try it, and I will play it tonight, and it works. Nice, yes, we need to adapt every time our game.
Yeah, that's also part of it, adapting quickly. That's really great. So we wish you the best of luck for the semi-finals. It's also going to be a difficult one, but I think today you've proven that you can take up with the strongest opponents in the league, and so that will be a very interesting match in the semi-final.
Any final words from your side, or any greetings to your families and friends?
Both of my friends, so whatever. But maybe it will be fun because if I play against Jesus, maybe we can meet each other to play face to face. I will see if we can do it.
Well, that would be fun.
I'll let you know.
I think you play against Solak though, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're
next
in the lower.
week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I play against Solak, I can't because he's not my place. But if I play against Jesus, we can play together.
Well, maybe you'll meet him in the finals. Who knows?
Maybe. It will be nice.
Amazing.
And I just want to say thank you for my wife because it was the time to sleep the kid, tiny boy. So she just go sleep the kid between when I was playing. So thank you, and thank you the chat also. I see a lot of people say go ESR and Lausanne Esport, ESR, TS Esport. So thank you everybody. And see you in semi-final.
That's awesome. Yeah, we see you in the semi-final, and we already wish you the best of luck for the semi-final from our side. And we're looking forward to great gameplays.
Thank you. And I wish good luck for the next player, Poketimi. It's also an ESR team. So let's go. And thank you for the interview, boys.
Thanks you so much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
By the way, I just realized something.
What?
Our semi-finalists, no Solak is. It doesn't work. 3 out of 4 semi-finalists are from the Swisscom.
Yeah.
And I thought it's like only Swisscom.
No, it's not.
Not
Solak
quite.
is not.
He's just, but he's playing for Lausanne, so it's.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be Solak against Toyboy, right?
Yeah.
And
Kefran
again.
Jesus.
And yeah, I mean the match Solak against Toyboy, that's kind of hard to predict. I mean, Toyboy has really surprised us today with the setup against Senpai.
Yeah.
So it could go both ways.
Absolutely, but then I also gotta say, like, for Senpai, I don't want to make like any excuses, but he certainly didn't have the easiest conditions for not only the last but also this season. And then also like coming off of a loss against Solag last week, certainly also not an easy one, also mentally, because as I said there, like Solag is kind of his kryptonite. He's beaten him on so many occasions and tournaments.
2 really tough weeks here for Senpai. First dropping out of the number 2 spot and then dropping out in the quarterfinal.
Exactly. So that's not an easy thing to deal with, especially when you do not have too much time dedicated to it. So yeah. And a quick update, we're gonna have a look at our updated bracket now, but it is gonna be the case that Jesus, currently it says Jesus versus Kefran, but Jesus can actually choose his opponent between Kefran and Toyboy, and so it might change. And if you want
that
to
will be interesting. Who do you think is gonna choose? I actually think after the match we've seen today that he will choose Kefran.
You think so?
That feels maybe like the safer choice for him.
Yeah, I feel it's a tough one.
It's difficult, but just from the setup that we've just seen, I don't know.
Kefran, I feel, is an easier player to prepare against, probably, because his strong suits are like either beatdown decks or logbait. That's what we've seen come out from him mainly. Jesus, very much all over the place, very versatile and flexible player. Whereas for Toyboy, yeah, he has his favorite card in the Royal Recruits. He's also played them quite a bit, but he's certainly shown that he's willing to play any kind of archetype. So I agree with you that probably Kefran is the safer choice because it's easier to predict what he might be bringing to the table.
Yeah, also Toyboy, what we've just heard in the little talk, he really prepares well for his opponents. He studies his opponents, he knows what they prefer, what they play. So he will also be prepared for the semi-final, of course. He's in this seriously. He's not just playing around, he's really going for the win.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like he's a difficult opponent. I'm not saying the others don't train. We just don't know because we haven't talked to them. Maybe it's the same thing, but just from what we've heard, it's probably going to be Jesus against Kefran.
Yeah, it's like if you have a boxing match coming up and you know like your opponent, you don't know how good he is necessarily, but you know he's like very committed and trains a lot and is also very smart and reflects a lot on his like tactics and stuff. You might be impressed, if not a little scared of that, and then just try and avoid it.
Choose Mike Tyson instead, and that turns out to be a mistake.
Yeah, then you know what awaits you, just like a sledgehammer coming your way. So yeah, but with that we conclude our matches for today, and we can have a look at the schedule that's coming up for the upcoming dates. Tomorrow we have the quarterfinals of CSGO, as well as on Thursday where we have the second ones. Then today in a week there will be the Clash Royale semi-finals, followed by the CSGO finals 1 and 2 as well. There again on Tuesday and Thursday, and then after that week, so a week after, on the 26th of April, we will be starting with League of Legends. There we actually have a full week of League of Legends, more or less, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday.
That's going to be intense.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very intense. And I already had a look at the teams who qualified. You can find those on our social media channels as well, once they are announced, where we have quite some interesting teams coming into this. Some veterans mixed with new talent and like newly put together teams. So I expect this season to be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, I may have a look at it too.
Oh,
maybe.
Did you ever play League?
No.
Would you try it?
I played like simpler versions of that, like
Mobile Legends.
No Vainglory.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I played
yeah,
that a little bit.
Oh yeah,
it's a little bit shorter to play and so, but never really League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean they have their own mobile title now in Wild Rift, and
it's actually a game that would interest me to play, just from the kind of game that it is. But I feel like now there's so many different types and cards in it.
Cards?
It's different characters,
the champions,
different champions. I feel like it's just too much to start now. That's the feeling I have. Like it's a little bit overwhelming to start.
But I think then you
now.
didn't enjoy the mobile version, because that one is like broken down a little bit, made a little bit simpler, and it also does not have all the champions yet.
Yeah, and still that one already had a lot of champions in it.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of stuff, and
that's true.
But if I kind of played it from the beginning, I think that would be totally my kind of game, actually.
Yeah, I fully understand you, because I think that's also always interesting with like games, and especially new games. How easy are they to learn? How hard are they to master? I mean, I personally think the most fun games are the ones that are like easy to learn and get into, and also help you a bit. But then you can like really perfect it, and also you get rewarded, and you get a very gratifying feeling if you become very good at it. So.
And it's always more easy if you kind of start with the game when it comes out.
That's true.
Because then it's
and
still
you, like, grow with
really easy. You grow with the game.
But there might also be like a lot of wonky stuff, and then like OP stuff and imbalance and whatnot.
Yeah, but just, I mean, look at Brawl Stars, for example. When I started it, I kind of got those cards or those players maxed pretty fast.
Yeah.
And since then, the game has introduced new players, new brawlers, but it usually takes me a week, and I have them maxed as well.
Okay.
So it's become really easy. And
Yeah.
if I'd start now from start, it would be way harder, because there's way more different brawlers now.
I see. Yeah,
and
that's
I kind of feel the same way.
Kind of the
about
longevity aspect, where then sometimes companies introduce like a system where you can pay a certain amount of money to like unlock these kind of things, or to get that kind of progress, just so it's like the entrance level, you just like help them up instead of a staircase for the first few floors. It's an elevator.
Yeah,
that
especially if you're
money.
free to play, it will really take you a long time to get there.
That is very true. That is very true. Also, that is true, of course, for Clash Royale. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded tonight's matches. Unfortunately, there have only been 2 of them. But if you want more, you can tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock again for some CSGO action. And then again on Thursday, if you're hungry for more Clash Royale, we're going to be back in a week from now. So next Monday evening, same time, 8 p.m. With our semi-finals, and then don't forget our big grand finale coming up on the 9th of not April, of May.
Of May.
Where we're gonna be looking forward to that already. And with that,
until then, everybody stay happy, healthy and strong, and we'll see you next time, latest next Monday. And with that, we wish you good fight and good night.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Hey, easy boy, eh? You ready? Eh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I do what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize how around me, and I can change it anytime, but can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so very far away. Am I so crazy to the ones who set out? Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who set off. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who set off. I know I empower those who dream like me.
yeah. Ay, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper, it's minimum effort. Yeah, your corpse getting severed. The industry dry, it's a desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my letter. Don't got no snakes, only ladders, ayy. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basic, skipping this classic. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we counting them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I say my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About to